What the heck? Okay. Okay. Don't know if anybody's there. Anybody's watching. If you're watching, give me a second. Getting settings dialed in, and I need to find a link to upload. And Audiotool is being annoying, and it's not giving me a link here. Everything looks okay. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let me throw a link onto Classroom. Do 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 do. There. This. Throw this in both classes. We'll add a link. This guy right there. There's that. Okay. Cool. So, in the meantime, just going to wait a couple of minutes here and see if anybody joins. Blah, 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 blah. Feel free to chat. How's everything going? Anybody going crazy yet? You know, I had these hotkeys all set up. I wonder if they still work. That is a negative. Boo. Anyways, might as well get my setup stuff going. Got a few more people viewing. Cool. Welcome, welcome. How goes it? in our wondrous quarantine land. Let's get that there reverb. And actually, no, we don't need a reverb and a delay for this one. I'm just going to go ahead and get my synths set up. One there. One there. Hey, what's up, McKenna Sings? Yeah, at least it's finally well, at least it was yesterday, a nice day. It's kind of overcast again. Had a little sun going on. Yesterday was the first day that it was like, hey, look at that, it's springtime. Truly amazing. Oh, got out, did a little fishing. It's kind of nice.
I like a good stretch in the morning.
Not that it's morning, really. I have a question. Why do they need us to get up at the same time when we don't have to? Really bugs me. Who dis? Okay, what, am I wrong? Like, seriously, it's this 7 a.m. stuff, come on. Let's get up at the crack of 10. Joskun, I'm doing a sort of a service to my 8th grade students today. This is like a remote learning kind of a thing. And yeah, so they're working on projects. I'm having them recreate a couple of parts from the Duran Duran song Save a Prayer. So today is all about kind of a custom help thing. And yeah, there's that. So you might not get a lot out of this if you're not working on this kind of stuff, this particular specific project thing. It's like we got a few more people here. Feel free to chat. I'm watching. I got my iPad in front of me. So yeah, in fact, my iPad is the thing that's like annoyingly noisy in the background. No tengo idea qué está pasando. You're not really late. I am not officially starting until 11, which is in a few minutes. I'm just kind of setting stuff up. And again, this is meant for my 8th grade students. I'm doing, again, I'm a school music teacher, so I'm doing sort of a remote learning thing. MK is in. MK in the his house. Whatever the his house is. Also, I have Totoro on my microphone. Oh, Totoro. It's my good luck Totoro. Okay, so I'm going to do both parts today. And again, the thing that I'm listening to is, and I'll probably get copyright flagged for this. I didn't even think about that, but that'd be hilarious. Is the song Save a Prayer by Duran Duran. Okay. And I don't know, it was one of the things early on that got me into playing synths, like back when I was Audiotool is being weird. Yeah, this video will be saved. So if you're having a problem, like it looks like the site doesn't load, but like I got the actual program to load, which is weird. I must have gotten into it at the right time, I guess. So, do I want to play Fortnite? No, that's okay. I've been playing Deep Rock Galactic a lot, and that is a lot of fun. I'm trying to get MK Silver Sax in on that one, but you know, Banner Lord. um. Anyways, so I'm gonna do two parts on this thing. One is the little ostinato pattern that plays along. Um, and then the other is the solo part. The solo part is a lot more complex. So let's start on the ostinato. All right. So first of all, my recommendation, as always, is labeling your parts so you actually know. And again, an ostinato is any kind of like repeating part. Yeah, this was due March 15th, and about 2/3 of the class hasn't done it yet. Don't even get me started on that. Who texting me? Oh, gosh, it's a book. Why are you texting me a book? Wow. Okay. Anyways, que huevos? What eggs? I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Okay. So there's the ostinato part, and this is going to be my lead part. And when you change them there, keep in mind that they also change down here in your track listing, which is muy bueno. All right, and let's get that guy hooked up, and so on and so forth. All right, so the ostinato part, it's literally 8 notes, just over and over again. Deep rock does not need more sax. All right, so first thing would be the notes. So there's 2 parts to everything here. There's the notes themselves, and then there's the sound. Okay, and you can swap them back and forth and so on. So to make a note track, we double click, doink, and then we right click and change the color because that default pink is really obnoxious. Okay, and I'm gonna embiggen this. I double click it again to open it up. Stretch it down. That's as far as mine stretches. My giant monitor. And then what I can do is I can put my snapping over here on 8th note. Okay. Whatever the snapping level you have is the largest note that you can make in here. And that is really going to be a useful thing later on. Okay. So here's my C4. Let's disable those effects first so we don't hear them all the time. Ah, a perfect sine wave, but what I need is D. I need a D, an E, an F, an A, a C, A, C, A. And to create each note, you just double click. All right. So those are the notes. They're very, very easy. And again, I've already made videos on this thing on my channel if you're not really sure what I'm doing, but this video will be pretty comprehensive, and it'll use the newest version of Audiotool as well, which my old videos don't. And then is the sound itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this puppy. Right click, loop region. Notice that not only the loop turns on, but it goes to that particular thing, this little gray bar right here that we can move around. All right, and now we're going to hear it like a bazillion times in a row. And now YouTube will copyright flag me. Thanks, YouTube. All right, so there's a couple of things. First of all, the tempo is too fast. I believe it's at 110. Sounds a little better. All right, so the sound itself is not correct. Also, it's too long. You notice each note is just like doo doo doo. All right, we want it to be like a bunk, like a plucked sound that dies away really, really quickly. That is a pretty easy thing to do. Okay, so all we're gonna do. Yeah, Audiotool's having weird issues this morning. Again, if you need help with this project, if you're in my class, this video will be saved. Okay, this is going to be a lot more of a comprehensive, look into, especially the lead part. That's where people are having the problems. So, I've talked to, I don't want to say a bunch, but a handful of students, and this is what they needed. So here we are. To be honest, I'd kind of like to teach like this all the time. This would be kind of cool. Just do remote e-learning. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's adjust our sound. First thing is, and this is a thing that you build up over time. This is not something that's instant. Is that in the original? I'm not going to play the original because copyright issues. YouTube is like freakish about that. Okay. In the original, it's a square wave, all right? And so what we want to do is turn these wave controls all the way to square wave. When you do that, here's how it sounds. There's a triangle wave. All right, square wave has that kind of old school 8-bit kind of a sound to it, but there are two of them, okay? So we're going to turn on oscillator 2. Turn that to square wave, and we're going to put that down an octave. Okay, and then we're going to turn the level down on that lower one. Hey, Audiotool's back up. Okay, and that's really, honestly, that's basically it for the sound itself. We're going to add some effects and make it cool sounding, but we need to make it shorter, all right? And that has to do with the envelope, all right? Now, every single sound has an envelope, okay? And an envelope basically shows what is your sound doing over time. So in the case of this sound, it's a plucked sound. It dies away really quickly. So basically, we don't want it to sustain. We want the sustain to be all the way down. So crank down the sustain all the way. Be careful that you're on the amp envelope and not the filter envelope. All right, the filter envelope controls what the tone of the sound does. And in order for that to work, we have to turn up the amount and stuff. We're not even going to bother with that. All right. So now, that's basically it. So here's where we were. The sustain was all the way up. That's basically it. Okay. So the sound itself is really, really easy. Again, 2 oscillators, square wave all the way up. The second oscillator down an octave, and level is down a little bit. Okay, and then sustain all the way down, and then decay is at 500 milliseconds, which is default. All right, now let's talk effects here. All right, first thing we want to do is I like to add a little chorus. This is not mandatory on the project. Okay, the chorus by default, the depth is all the way up, which is crazy. It's way, way too high. Put it around 20 to 30%, something like that. And here's how that sounds. And I like to turn the spread up. Gives it kind of that swishy, washed out sound. Okay. And then we need a delay. 3/16 already there. We turn it on. And that's basically it. And now it will play forever and ever 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 and
ever.
I turned into a robot for a minute. All right. So let's get this guy out of the way. Double click it. Boink, is gone. He gone. All right. Now, the next part is the lead part. Way more complex. Okay. And it is a 4-measure part. So I'm going to extend this to 4 measures so it plays the entire time. Okay. But I'm also going to mute it because I don't want to listen to it the entire time. Yeah, the chorus is a really great stereo effect. So all of a sudden it's just like, it's here, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa. It's way out to the sides, which is great. Got that stereo feel going on, yow. Okay. All right, lead part. The lead part. Change the color. Go with a blueberry muffin. This is going to be extended out to 4 measures as well. But we also need to extend our loop sliders. So if you look at what this does, wherever the loop slider is, that's what will be repeated for the entire length of the clip. So I could literally put that on this and unmute it, and then have it just play one note. Which is kind of a cool effect, to be honest. It's a really easy way to make like interesting rhythms and stuff. Just like, oh, shorten the loop by a little bit. All right. So we need to drag this guy out all the way. All right. Once again, I'm going to maximize my real estate, and my poor students are working on Chromebooks with 14-inch screens. My heart bleeds for you. So here we are, and I'm going to flash over to an image, which is this. Okay. Now on this image, I've got your snapping levels and your rhythmic values and the notes. Okay. So this first note is a D4. It's 3/4 notes long. Notice that's not 3 separate notes, right? I didn't draw little lines in here to say 3 notes, all right? So you're going to put your snap on 1/4. You're going to create a D, and you're going to drag it out until it's 3 long, okay? I show you what I mean. First of all, let's zoom in on this puppy. All right, so here's our D. Ugh. There's that chorus again. All right. So I'm going to change my snapping to 1/4. Boink. I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to drag it out for 3. Okay? Now, we could be really strategic with this, all right? Because if you look, there are 4 notes here, okay? The D, this A, and this D. And they're all the same length, okay? And again, I'm not going to play the original, but if you listen to the original, you hear that, okay? You hear this okay? And that means that all of those are exactly the same length, okay? You just got to like think about the timing, think about the the rhythm of it, stuff like that. Where does the measure start? Where is the beat, and so on. By the way, feel free to ask questions. I'm watching chat. Um, unless it's dumb and insensitive and insulting. Okay. Um, so what we could do then is just put our big long notes here, as long as we're sitting on 1/4 note. All right. So what we need then is an A, that A4. Same thing. Drag it out for 3. Please notice that I am skipping a quarter note here. That's pretty important. All right. And then we're going to do it again. Now, we could re-click and so on. I'm lazy, so I just hold Control and I move this and I recreate it. Again, leaving a quarter note space at the end. I'm going to leave another quarter note space here, and I'm going to copy this note down to the D. Not a D sharp. There. All right, so those 4 notes. I have no response to that. Do you have bananas as your picture? Is that a bunch of bananas? That's interesting.
Bananas do not compute.
Okay. So there's that. Now what we need to do is take a look at these quarter note chunks right here. This one, and this one. All right. And so what we're going to do is fill that in with 4 notes. It's going to go C, G, C, G. But the first C, G, and C are 16th note triplets. And then the last G is an 8th note. Okay. So just remember that. 16th note triplets and 8th notes. Okay. I find bananas very appealing.
That was funny.
Okay. So let's put 16th note triplet, 116T. There we go. There's that guy. And then let's zoom in because it's getting to be kind of tiny here. All right. So here's our quarter note. This is 1/4 note in length. All right. So we need a C. We need a G. And another C. Okay. Now you could put 8th note. We could do this the slow way. Let's just do that to make it consistent. 8th note here. And then we need another thing. Okay? That. And we listen to it. Let's hear that again. All right, so there it is. Now, again, let's not reinvent the wheel, as they say. Let's not go through and put the snapping and try to do, because we're going to do this exact same thing, these 4 notes, in this space and then in this space. If you look back at this image, so here's those 4 notes, C, G, C, G, and then here, C, G, C, G again, and C, G, C, G again. Here. So, like, why go through and, like, change the snapping and double click and make sure your notes are on the right spot and then move the things over and blah, blah, blah. No, just copy, right? So, we're going to click, drag, select those 4 notes, and hold control, and I'm going to move them all over to the same place over here. Now, you notice that when you're moving it, it shows a grayed out line across the screen exactly where you are. So I notice my eyes are kind of always scanning left to right, trying to look and see, like, okay, am I matching up in the right place? And all that stuff, right? So we just do this one more time. We're going to take that exact thing and we're going to hit control. We're going to move, copy it over here, there, done. So, like, it looks complex until you break it down, and then you're like, oh, wait, let's just copy stuff, right? And then there's nothing here at the end. It's just, all right. Well, we got to change the sound because this boring sine wave is a boring sine wave. So, a couple things we need. Here's our synth. Number one, we're going to put it on monophonic, which means it can only do one note at a time. Okay. Old school synthesizers could only play one note at a time for the most part. That means, though, that when we change our glide, all right, glide is a thing, and it basically means that instead of going from one note, pow, instantly to the next, it kind of goes, all right, it makes a little thing. Like if we put it on monophonic and then we turn our glide up a ways. Okay, now let me just say that the glide on this synthesizer is insane. 10,000 milliseconds. So literally it will take 10 seconds to go from one note to the next. That's madness. Like 10 seconds in music is insane. It's just like, boo. Imagine 10 seconds of just me slowly changing the pitch. I would run out of breath for one thing. So we want this to be really, really low. Okay, and by really, really low, I mean you're going to turn it like nothing. The easiest way is to just double click and type it in. Even if I turn it a small amount and I'm on 200, here's how that sounds. Your synthesizer is drunk. Go home. Okay, so I'm going to change this. I think it's about 30. So I double click. Just going to type in 30, listen to it. Yeah. Now listen to it without. Okay, instant. And with just a little. Let's try it about 50. That's too much. How about 40? Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so now we need to change the sound itself. And the sound itself is actually really, really simple. We're just going to turn this up to a sawtooth wave. Yoink. I'm going to turn my filter down just a little bit because it's real harsh. Okay, and then I'm going to add chorus. Once again, depth has to come down. Spread up. There we go. We can slather this whole thing in some reverb too, because, why not? The reverb is fun. It's a good time. Level all the way up, damping down, blurf. Okay. And then now to do reverb, we just turn these guys up. There's our reverb. Needs more reverb. There we go. here comes the copyright strike. Maybe. Don't know. Okay, and like literally that is the entire project. Okay. You could do it the slower way. Again, the more you sort of play around with note tracks, the easier this stuff becomes. The more used to it you are. So I did a live stream a couple days ago where I started doing a little piece by Bach, and I was just using note tracks and moving stuff around and copying things and so on and so forth. That is a super duper useful thing to do. Um, Part of me kind of wants to like keep going on this and like add a bass part. I could do that. If you're doing this as a project, you could stop here and rewind and just listen to it again and watch it again. Okay. Um, but maybe I'll just end it here and I'll revisit that at another time here. It's been a fairly short live stream. I know that's fine. So, or I can change projects. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. I have no problems just redoing this from scratch at a different point. It doesn't take me too long. So I'm going to pop back to boink, boink, boink. I'm going to pop back to the Bach thing that I was working on the other day because it was kind of nice. I'm going to add some stuff to it. That guy. Stop showing me tooltips. I don't need them. You jerk. Okay, so this is the Bach Prelude, and all of this stuff is note tracks, but the note tracks were really, really easy because, well, they just are. Because they're sort of like the same pattern over and over again. I'll play it from the beginning. What I was adding were chords, and I hadn't finished. I kind of stopped right there. So that'd be a good example right there. I'm trying to make these like seamless, and instead of making a second note there, I can just drag that note, lengthen it, right? And you notice that happens a lot over here. Everything kind of starts to overlap. And again, it's a little unfair because I know this song really well. It's one of the. This is just for fun. The next project is going to be the samples thing. If you want, I can kind of take a look at that if you'd like, and kind of start to show you about 8 measure sample chunks and stuff like that. But I figured we'd start that on Monday officially and start doing some maybe daily live streaming stuff. That project is going to be due 2 weeks from today, I think, which is actually the end of the term. So, yeah, the 17th is the end of the term. So, there's that. This is just for fun. And again, I would encourage the more you just play with this program, the more you use it, the better you'll get at it. People are very, very overwhelmed and like, at some point when you were a wee toddler, you were probably overwhelmed by walking. And now you're better at it. I don't want to say good at it because, people still trip up the stairs and walk into walls and stuff. All right. So, but, you know, you get better at it unless you avoid it and you're always afraid, in which case you'll never get better at it. So it's like the worst thing that can happen is nothing. Nothing bad can happen besides goofing around with this. Like, oh my gosh, I made a wrong note. Like, who cares? All right. You still tried. You still got better at it. So, like, just dive in. So this program is so great. It's free. I mean, like, I don't know. On my soapbox here. So let's see here. Where were we? We were here. Yeah. We need like that guy. That sound right? You broke your finger in 4th grade tripping up the stairs. Hey, I'm not saying that you guys do it. I'm saying everybody does it. I mean, like, it's hilarious. I had a history teacher in high school who'd stand outside of his door and laugh at students. And he would say, "Oh, it's the carpet demons." He was a weird guy. Let me put it that way. And he'd be like, "Yeah, watch the carpet demons. Uh, they'll randomly trip people who are walking around." And I was always like, "What are you talking about?" And essentially, what he meant was the uh, the random trips and falls and stuff that people would do, and he just called it the carpet demons. Like the demon would come out of the carpet and trip people because they just like oof and just fall over and like and that was his like joy of the day was watching the carpet demons trip students in the hallway, and it was just because they were klutzy. And yeah, I find that sort of funny, sort of not. So here we are. We are on a G chord. So let's just extend that because that's already there. And then we'll go to an actual G and extend the D. And we'll go to a G here. So now we've got this diminished crunchy too. Okay, and there's our bass note. And we're going to go up to a C chord here. And a G. Oh, keep that. And there. And then we're going to keep that there, and we're going to keep that there, and then we're going to change this. Wait, where's my E? There's the E, goes to an F. Wait, that's not an E. That's a C. Oh, there's my E. That's the one that needs to go up to an F. So that should sound okay. G chord to a C chord to a C sus4. No, I actually want that F on top though. So let's add those guys there. And then we're going to go to, nope, we're going to B here, and the G goes across. And let's not duplicate the 7th because we don't have to. Okay. And then here we're at like a brand new chord. We're at like an A, C, F sharp. Do this the easy way. And we will just. Oh no, there's no easy way. Never mind. E goes to an F. And then the C goes to a B right here. There. And then Let's go to a G. Yes. Oh, see, I just want to extend that to make it as smooth as possible. And then here we're going down to a really low C. And then we'll octave that puppy. Another C. Nope. B flat. C. E. Okay. Now this stuff we're basically going to keep until the end, so let's just extend that way out. This is an F chord though, so we're going to go F. Like so. Totally cheating. I'm fine with it.
Ooh, happy. It's very, very happy.
So again, note tracks. Like seriously, just grab a piece, grab a song, even if you don't know how to read notes. Take "Mary Had a Little Lamb," and if you have to write the notes in and be like E E D C D, just write them in, and then like throw it into Audiotool and see what you can do. Um, it sounds nice. It works. It's not that hard. This is only two voices. If I was like going kind of crazy with this stuff, I could it certainly make it more. In fact, what we could do is put in a little bitty slowdown at the end. Um, where is the tempo track thing? I know there's a way. Is it window? Here. Where is the tempo track project show? I don't know. It's is it here? Yeah, tempo automation. Okay, there we are. So tempo track is pretty easy to do. You just kind of like do the same thing. You just double click to create a tempo, right? So I was at 78, so I'm gonna keep it at like 78 here, allegedly. We can slow it down a tiny bit if we need to, just overall, like right here. Come on, 78. Come on. Okay, good enough. And then we can double click to create another point here, so that when it comes in and it hits this point, very nice. Oh, I like that. Let's slow it down a little bit more. Okay, so there's our tempo automation and stuff. Easy little retardando at the end. Very musical termage. Yes. Um. Yeah. So there's that. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end it here. Yeah. So it's been I don't know how long has it been. Probably not that long. 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that. So um, for those of you in class, we'll start sample stuff officially on Monday. Not start, but I'll do some live streams on it on Monday, and yeah, that should help things quite a bit with like 8 measure sections and things like that that people are struggling with. So, anyways, hey, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good weekend, and hope you're not going stir crazy, stuck inside all the time. So, yep. See you on the flip side.
Goodbye.